So what is going on, guys? Danny here, and today I am back with a different type of video on my channel, and today I'm going to be predicting the Premier League results for the upcoming weekend. And just to make it a bit interesting, I have gone up against you guys on Twitter, where I've let you guys also decide what you think the results will be on a poll, and I'm just going to basically say what I think, go up against what you guys think. Then if I lose, so every time you get a result correct, you get a point. So if I lose, so you guys get more points than me, I have to give away a £5 gift code or whatever of one person's choice. So there'll be a giveaway tweet if you guys manage to win, where you've got to retweet it, like it, and then subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. But I've got to give away a £5 gift card, whatever, if I do manage to lose. So the first game we're going to be predicting is the Chelsea vs Leicester match. So as you can see, Chelsea have managed to get 25 points at home this season, whereas Leicester have only managed to get 13 points away. Recent form, Chelsea have won 3 out of 5, drawing the other 2, so managing 11 points out of the last 15. Whereas Leicester have only managed to win 1 and draw 1 out of the last 5, so only picking up 4 points. I think this game's going to go to Chelsea. I just think they're a better team than Leicester, obviously. But looking at the recent form, looking at the home points, I think this is quite an easy result to predict. So yeah, I've gone for the home win, going to Chelsea. However, on Twitter, the people who voted have actually decided that it's going to be a draw, which is a bit surprising, just because Leicester aren't, I don't think in my opinion, as good as Chelsea. I think Chelsea have been a lot better recently, looking at the recent form, but you guys have decided to go for the draw. So the second game I asked you guys to predict was the Crystal Palace versus Burnley match. So Palace this season have managed to pick up 13 points at home, whereas Burnley have picked up an impressive 17 points away. They've managed to get points away at Liverpool, Tottenham, I think maybe Man United, quite a few big teams, maybe even Chelsea as well. But recently the form has been dropping off, not winning in the last 5 and only picking up 3 points from 3 draws. But Palace, on the other hand, have only managed to pick up 13 points at home. And looking at the recent form, they've got 2 wins, 2 draws and a loss. So overall, I've got this game down as a draw. However, you guys on Twitter predicted that this game's going to finish a win to Burnley. And if I had to pick one, a winner between Palace or Burnley, if the draw weren't an option, I'd have probably lent more towards Burnley than Palace, just because of how good Burnley's away form has been this season, which is a bit of a shock because last season, I swear they didn't win more than 3 or 4 games away all season, and then this season they've just out of nowhere beat some top teams. But like I said, you guys have predicted a win for Burnley. The third game I wanted to predict was the Huddersfield versus West Ham match. So at home this season, Huddersfield have managed to get 16 points, whereas West Ham away have only managed to pick up 8. And then looking at the recent form, Huddersfield have won 1 out of the last 5, drawing 3, losing 1. So not too bad, picking up 6 points. Whereas West Ham have won 1, drawn 2 and lost 2. But just before that, they managed to draw with Arsenal and beat Man City. So for that reason, I've gone for the draw. Although it looks like Huddersfield are a lot better at home than West Ham are away, I think it's going to be a difficult match. I think it might be a bit scrappy, and I think both teams need to win, but would be happy with a draw. So I've gone for the draw. However, you guys on Twitter have voted for a Huddersfield win over a draw or a West Ham win, which I think if you just looked at Huddersfield home form and West Ham's away form, I think I'd just go for Huddersfield. However, West Ham's performances lately haven't been too bad, especially with the upturning form of Marko Arnautovic. I think once he gets playing, he's a top player, and I don't think Huddersfield I've got anybody of that sort of quality. So that's why I've gone for the draw, and you guys have voted for the Huddersfield win. So the next game we're going to be predicting is the Newcastle versus Swansea match. I think already this is such a big game, even though it is only halfway through the season. Swansea do sit bottom of the league. Newcastle, I think, are 18th, maybe a bit higher. But home form, Newcastle have picked up 11 points this season. Swansea have picked up 8 away points. I think this game is just going to come down to the tactics the managers put out for both sides. And for that reason, I've gone for the Newcastle win. Just because I think Benitez has more experience of how to win these big games. Carvajal's managed in the Championship and other top divisions, but he's not managed as much in the Premier League. So I think his lack of experience of how to win these 6-pointers are going to let him down. So that's why I've gone for the Newcastle win. And also on Twitter, you guys have majorly voted for the Newcastle win as well. Nobody actually voted for the Swansea win. Somebody voted for the draw, but overall voted for Newcastle to win. The fifth game that we're going to predict this weekend is Watford versus Southampton. I think both clubs at the minute are in a big slump. Not that, as you can see in the recent form, Watford have won 1 out of 5, lost the other 4. Southampton have won none out of 5, drawn 2, and lost the other 3. So both clubs really need a win. But I think overall for me, if I had to pick one, which I'm going to pick Watford to win this game. Just because early on in the season, Watford at home especially beat some big teams, Liverpool, Arsenal, just off the top of my head. Whereas Southampton away have picked up 2 wins and a draw maybe, got 7 points. So really haven't got started going away from home. So for that reason, I'm going to pick Watford to win. However, you guys on Twitter completely disagree with my prediction. None of you actually voted for Watford to win. Somebody voted for Southampton to get the win, and the other people voted for the draw, which I think is realistic. But I just think the Watford of the early season could come out again, whereas I don't think Southampton have really got going much this season. So that's why I picked Watford, but you guys have picked the draw. So the 6th and final to last game that we're going to predict is the West Brom-Brighton match. So both teams really need a win. Pardew's not really hit the ground running since coming to West Brom. As you can see, last 5 games they've not managed to win at all, losing 3, drawing 2. Whereas Brighton in the last 5 have won 1, drawn 3 and lost 1. So I've picked up a bit in the last few weeks. Like I said earlier, I think both teams really do need to win. Brighton have been relying heavily on the home form. I know they're higher up the table than West Brom, but 8 points away from home isn't exactly brilliant, so they'll be looking to turn that round. Whereas Pardew, they won at Exeter in the Cup convincingly, so hopefully he might be carrying the confidence over from that game because he's in desperate need of a win as well. But to predict the result, I've gone for West Brom, just because I think home advantage, Pardew really needs a win, whereas Brighton's away form hasn't been brilliant. Like I said, they're relying heavily on the home form, which has been decent, but I think for this one, West Brom are going to win. And over on Twitter, you guys actually agreed with me that West Brom are going to win. It was close with, I think, 1 vote in it being towards West Brom over Brighton, but nobody actually predicted the draw. I think it's going to be a really tight game, a really scrappy game, not a lot of quality. But I think, and we both agree that West Brom are going to come out on top. And then finally, the last game we're going to predict is the Tottenham Hotspur versus Everton match. So Tottenham at home this season have been impressive, picking up 22 points, whereas Everton's away form has been abysmal, only picking up 8 points. And I think that's down to how big Sam plays. I think he's had some difficult matches. So they've had, in the last few weeks, Liverpool, as well as some other big teams. But the Big Sam's teams are quite defensive. Try and nick a 1-0 if that plan goes wrong. I don't think he's got much of a plan B. So for this game, I've gone for a Tottenham win. I just think overall they're just a better team than Tottenham, especially with the form Harry Kane's been in lately. They got 2 again the other day. and obviously he got all them goals last season, and hopefully carries it on his form this season. Tottenham have picked up 3 wins from the last 5, drawing 1, so picking up 10 points out of a possible 15, whereas Everton have picked up 7 points, 2 wins and a draw, and then 2 losses. But I just think Tottenham have got a bit more quality than Everton. Harry Kane, Eriksen, Dele Alli. I know he's not been brilliant this season, but he's been picking up in recent matches. But yeah, I've gone for the Tottenham win. And finally, on Twitter, you guys have also gone for the Tottenham win as well. The majority went for Tottenham. Some people went for Everton, and a few people went for the draw. But once again, you've agreed with me. Tottenham are going to win this match, in my opinion, and in your guys' opinion. So you can see now overall what we both predicted for. So in the first game, I predicted Chelsea. You guys on Twitter predicted a draw. Second game, Palace Burnley. I predicted a draw. You guys predicted a Burnley win. Third game, I predicted a draw. You guys predicted a Huddersfield win. We both predicted a Newcastle win against in the game Newcastle versus Swansea. In the Watford Southampton game, I predicted a win for Watford. You guys predicted a draw. In the West Brom Brighton match, we both predicted a West Brom win. And then finally, in the Tottenham match, we both predicted a Tottenham win. If you guys do want to get involved in this voting system, these polls on Twitter, please make sure to go over to my Twitter and drop me a follow, because I'll be doing the same for hopefully every game week coming up in the Premier League. So if you are wanting to get involved and then enter into the giveaway as well, that I'll be following if you guys do manage to beat me, please just make sure to go over to my Twitter, drop me a follow, and just make sure you do whatever I say to happen in the tweets. But if you have enjoyed this video, guys, please make sure to drop a like. This has been the hardest video I've done in terms of editing, just because of how much little tedious work I had to do creating the images for each individual game, creating this end image that you're seeing now. But I'd really appreciate it if you could drop a like, because it took me a good 3 or 4 hours to create all the images needed for this video. But if you are new around here and like my content, please make sure to press the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.